Hello students, welcome to MCQ video discussion on medico apps. I, Dr. Ankita, will be today discussing with you a very important composition where a lot of MCQs have been framed, and this can be asked as a viva question as well as you have to mention sometimes in the theoretical question where a composition is asked of this particular compound. Now, this particular material is a very important material which is used during the root canal system. So, I want you to understand the composition of this by understanding and by resolving the question. But before that, I want you to subscribe our YouTube channel so that whenever I discuss such kind of important and interesting MCQs, some short concepts, some long concepts which have been frequently asked in the examination by your viva examiner or by theoretical question, you are able to answer all those questions because your concepts should be clear with all those questions. So kindly subscribe our channel by hitting the bell icon. So let's now discuss today's MCQ discussion. So the question here, the composition of the compound which I am discussing right now comes from the subject endodontics, and this question has been asked in the UPSC exam as well as in All India PG exam. And let me just tell you the importance of this question is that it has been frequently asked in the recent past years of PG examination also. So let's see what is the question. So here the question states that the largest compound of Gutta-percha cones is. Now, what do you understand by the largest compound or the largest component? Component nothing means, but it is asking you about the composition. Okay, it is asking that the maximum composition, the material which is present in the Gutta-percha cone, what is that? So the options are Gutta-percha, zinc oxide, resins and waxes, and coloring agent. So let's understand this question by resolving and eliminating the options and getting the answer. So here the keyword is that you should know the composition of the Gutta-percha. So what is the composition of the Gutta-percha? So Gutta-percha basically consists of 4 materials. And what are those 4 materials? The 4 materials are Gutta-percha. Okay. The second one is zinc oxide. The third one is heavy metals like barium sulfate, bismuth sulfate, all these are heavy metals. Okay. The fourth one is waxes or resins. Now, each of this component which I have just discussed has a specific significance and function in the composition. So let's now understand what is the importance and significance of each of this component. So among them, the first component I have told you is the Gutta-percha. Now what exactly is Gutta-percha? So it acts as a matrix, and this is around 20% of the total Gutta-percha which is used. The second component here is the zinc oxide, and zinc oxide acts as a filler in the Gutta-percha cone, and this is an inorganic compound. And the component, the amount of zinc oxide which is present in GP is 66%. Please do remember the component, its function, and also the percentage with which the particular component is present. The third one is the heavy metals. Now, heavy metals basically acts as a radiopacifiers or or we can say radio opaque substances. So whenever these heavy metals like barium, sulfates, bismuth, all these, if they are added into this Gutta-percha, they act as radio opaque. That makes the Gutta-percha radio opaque. And how much of quantity it is present? So it is present as 11%. And the last one is the waxes or resins. Now waxes or resins basically acts as plasticizers, which are also organic, and they are only present as 3%. So let's now again revise the components first. So the components includes the Gutta-percha. The second component is the zinc oxide. Third component is the heavy metals. And fourth component is the waxes or resins. Now what does Gutta-percha do? It acts as a matrix, and how much quantity is present? 20%. The second one is the zinc oxide. What does it do? It acts as a filler. And how much quantity? 66%. Then comes the third component, that is the heavy metals. Heavy metals are radio opaque or radio opacifiers, and they are just present as 11%. And waxes or resins, they are present as plasticizers, and they are just present in 3% amount. Now, this was the basic composition. Now, if an examiner asks you that how much and what are the organic contents of the Gutta-percha, what will be your answer for that? So for that, we can just specify that the Gutta-percha organic contents are the Gutta-percha plus waxes, which we have just discussed, and the total amount is 23%. Whereas the inorganic components are the zinc oxide and the metal surfaces like the sulfates, like the barium, bismuth, all these, and they make around 77% of the Gutta-percha composition. So that means the inorganic component is more than the organic component in the Gutta-percha. So again, let's revise: Gutta-percha, zinc oxide, heavy metals, waxes or resins. So now let's again go back to our question and just eliminate the options for us. So the largest component of Gutta-percha cone is, will it be Gutta-percha? No, this is 20%. Zinc oxide, how much quantity I had discussed? It was 66%. Resins and waxes, how much percent? Just 3%. And coloring agents, there were no coloring agents present. So which is the highest component, which has the maximum component present in the Gutta-percha? Yes, the answer is zinc oxide. Option B is the answer. But along with that, there are certain more MCQs which have been framed on this composition of the Gutta-percha or GP. Okay, so the first question here asked is about the GP is plasticized or softened by. So it is softened by a chloroform, which is a very important material which softens the GP point. The other questions framed are, the question number 2 is that Gutta-percha is radio opaque. Now, why is radio opaque? Because of the heavy metals which I have just discussed. The heavy metals like barium, bismuth, sulfates, all these are present as, and due to their presence it becomes radio opaque. And lastly, bismuth compounds are incorporated so that the RC filling materials become what? The radio opaque. Okay, so this can be a question. The dash compounds are incorporated in to make it radio opaque, or bismuth compounds are incorporated in RC filling materials so that they become dash what? They can become radio opaque. So all these are other questions which are framed from the GP composition. So I hope you are now able to remember the composition of the Gutta-percha, that consists of Gutta-percha, zinc oxide, heavy metals, and lastly the waxes or the resins. And the inorganic component is more as compared to the organic component in the Gutta-percha. So just keep remembering all these important points which can be asked in the MCQ or you can be asked by the examiner, and keep watching our videos. So don't forget to subscribe our BDS Express YouTube channel, and in case you want daily updates, such kind of important discussions, the MCQ discussions, the important concepts, you can just exclusively join our WhatsApp group, and that is, the link for that is www.medicoapps.org/group. The link of that group is given in the description of this video. So kindly join our channel so that you will be able to understand and resolve all these MCQs and also be able to answer the examiner. Thank you for now. Good day. Good luck.